Hello, it's Maureen Legas here with your 21 Days 2018 series, and today is day 10. So today we're going to talk about getting your database ready for 2019. You want to make sure you're adding contacts to your database. You want to start with the people you know and who know you. These are the people you have met and your sphere of influence. Family, friends, neighbors, former co-workers all belong in your database. This group is your source of new business and your repeat business and your referrals. You can also add your haven't mets, people who don't know you yet, people that have registered on your website, social media friends that you haven't met. Add those. You want to turn your haven't mets into mets. And then you want to add referrals. Ask everybody from your Mets group if they have any referral that might be thinking about any movement in real estate, buying, selling, or investing. And these referrals, they could be hot leads, and they are golden. They are the source of your new business. And as you add people to your database, however much information you could put in there, their name, address, email address, any phone numbers, their links to social media so you can keep in touch with your clients, marital status, children, pets, if they own or rent, and the length of time in their current house. Usually people will move every 7 to 10 years, so knowing how long they've been in their house is helpful for that, but also helpful if they purchased their house during a time when mortgage rates were high, and you can track mortgage rates and make sure they're able to refinance when the time is right. And as you add people to your database, it's best to group them in the way that you would send marketing material. So some group suggestions would be the type of level they are. Are they A+ contacts? Are they A-level contacts, B-level contacts, C-level contact? So an A+ contact might be someone who has worked with you and continues to give you referrals. An A-level contact might be someone who's worked with you and has given you maybe a referral, but not quite at the level of the A+. B would be people that might have worked with you, not yet giving you referrals, and C level might be family and friends that have not worked with you and not yet given you referrals. And the idea is move people up from C to B level, B to A, and A to A+, keeping in touch with them and letting them know how you can help them and help their friends and family with their real estate needs. Also, another group would be an agent met or an agent not met, a Keller Williams agent, a non-Keller Williams agent. If you're in another brokerage, then you would put that brokerage and a non-agent from your brokerage, because you might market to them differently. Mets and not mets, that helps you determine the size of the database to get to your requirements for what your business plan will be. And we're going to talk about business plan later on in the week. Then we can group them by their alphabet letter of their last name. So if you put the A and W's, people whose last name begin with an A or a W together, that makes up about 10% of the population. This is statistically across the whole population. And so it would follow in your database, everyone with the A and W would be about 10% of your database. B and E, last names begin with B and E, last names begin with C and K, and all the way through to Y and Z. Now, some databases, you can't search for all your alphabet letters and mets. You want people that have that alphabet letter and they're your mets. Some databases don't let you, so you might need to create another group that is your alphabet letter met. So when we're making our calls, we're calling our MET database. And so if we can break up the alphabet into these the 26 letters of the alphabet into 13 categories, and some of them, like the I and Q group and the Y and Z group, together they'll make close to 10%. So you can contact everyone by phone at least once a quarter if they're in 12 groups. And so you're going to be pulling up your AW Mets this week and calling those. Next week it's the B and E Mets, the week after that the C and K Mets, to make sure you're touching base with everyone in your database. Then you might have groups for buyers that are sold, sellers sold, an investor, tenant, a vendor, a referral, maybe someone that requested a CMA, family and friends, maybe a referral you sent out. And then I also have a group that I use called follow-up. So you might have a buyer that is in the CK Met group that might be family and friends, that is a Met and might be a B-level client. You might categorize someone in all of these different categories, so that way when you're doing any kind of marketing or information, you could pull up all of your Mets and send specific information that you would send only to Mets. You pull up all your buyers and send information to the buyers. Anyone that we're currently working with that we don't want to lose track of, we would put in a follow-up group. So we can pull that follow-up group every Monday and find out who we're working with this week. And that group will stay, the people will stay in that follow-up group until they get into a pending or a sold status. And then you can move them out of that group. So this is just one suggestion of ways to categorize your database so that you can market properly to everybody there and keep in touch. Now, once you have your database set up right, you want to stay in touch with people. These are people that maybe you've met for the first time, someone that you don't know very well. You might do an 8x8 campaign, which is 8 touches in 8 weeks, consisting of personal visits, phone calls, items of value that you're dropping off, handwritten notes, could be some emails as well. So that's how for the first 8 weeks, you start to build that relationship. After that, they would go on a 33 touch. And so what that would involve would be relationships that you want to nurture over time. Combination of letters and cards and thank you notes and phone calls, personal observance cards, anniversary and holiday cards. So as soon as you meet someone new, you want to get their contact information, add them to your database, follow up with a handwritten note, make sure they're on your 8x8 touch campaign, and then follow it with the 33 touch campaign. And then when you get a referral, you want to thank that referral source. You want to send a handwritten note. You want to get the referral's contact information and add them to your database. You want to get in touch with them very quickly. You want to get an appointment if they are close to making a decision. Get them on the 8x8 touch campaign and then follow it with your 33 touch. All right, so that's our information for today, getting that database set up and making sure that you're keeping in touch with your clients, and we will see you tomorrow.